Welcome back. And I've just been having another go at writing software using AI, and I tried using Claude to do another calculator program. Now if you remember way back, goodness knows it was about a year ago or something almost, I used ChatGPT to make a calculator, and here's the calculator here, which is which I got on my PC. Now that's the original one that was made using ChatGPT. You can see it's got the usual stuff: sine, cos, tan, square root, x squared, 1 upon x, and so on. It's pretty damn good. It works all right. But I thought I'd have a go at doing another one using Claude 3.5, and it produced the code relatively quickly. But then I wanted it to add some other things. It managed to do that. Then I wanted a better looking GUI, and it kind of failed at that. But before I could correct it properly, it bombed me out, because Claude, unless you pay, you only get so many free goes at it. So I then had to go to ChatGPT. Well, actually I went then to this thing here, which is what is it called? Copilot, which is not the same as well, it is the same, is it? And I had a limited success on that as well. I eventually ended up going to the ChatGPT website and going to Code Copilot. I'm not sure if it's the same as the other Copilot. It probably is. And in this environment anyway, I managed to get everything working really well, and it produced the code very quickly, almost error-free every time. I mean, a year ago when I tried it with ChatGPT, it was making mistakes, and I had to go back. I think on the video even I've got this, and I say it's giving an error when you do this, and you need to fix that and relist it. And it took quite a few hours to do it. And this time round, it's I didn't do it in one go. I didn't do the whole thing in one go. I could have done if I tried it. I might try that at some point. Here I've just I did a normal calculator first, and I said to put in sine, cos, and tan, and then I added the other things later, like 1 upon x, arc sine, arc cos, arc tan, radians, and exponentials, and all sorts of things. And every time didn't make any errors. And I did say in my prompt to allow for silly things like if you divide by 0 or produce illegal maths operations, to throw an error, and it did this. So let me show you the final result, which is what you probably want to see. There's the code here. It's written in Pascal. Not Pascal. What am I saying? Pascal. It's written in Python. Sorry. Pascal's about 40 years out of date. I'm going to run it now, and I deliberately made it big because I made it. If you're getting older and your eyesight's going, you want a big calculator. Well, this one's really big, and it's you're going to see this. So there it is. There, if I do 1 upon x, it gets an error. They can do pi. Now I'm in radians. Sine of pi is about 0, 10 to the minus 16. If I do pi, divide it by 2, and the equals. I could rearrange these buttons if I wanted to. 1.57, and now I'm going to do sine of that, which is 1. Which is correct. I can take exponential 1, which is the e number, or pi. Oops, I've got to cancel that. And 1 upon x, and so on. I can do so let's take this to degrees, and then do 30 degrees, and then sine of 30 should be a half. Well, 0.49999, whatever, that's near enough. I put percentages in, which I didn't have before. The original one is here. There's the one I did a year ago. So this one's a bit bigger. And it's got brackets as well, so if you don't want to, to avoid any ambiguities when you're putting the numbers in. It's got a plus minus, so you can do 2, for example, and then minus 2, and knock the minus out there, or put it back in again. Arc sine, arc cos, so let's say 1 arc sine is 90 degrees. Okay, I don't know if it gives you the answer. It should be interesting if I put this in radians, whether if I do 1 arc sine, yeah, it does, it gives you in radians as well. It's pretty good. I didn't even know that, because I've been paying too much attention to the code. That's the beauty about this, is you can, you don't need to be a great coder or anything. You just let it do it for you, and you just explain it in words what you actually want. It's got an x to the y, so I can do 2 x to the power y of say cubed. Let's say what's that? That's 8. I can do square root of that, 2.8. Let's do root 2, because we all know what root 2 is. 1.4142. And I can raise to any power, so I can do 2 x to the y, let's say 0.222 or something like that. And there it gives me the number. If I made it negative and then you take the square root, it should come up with an error, which it does. It's got logarithms, so 1000 log to the base, I just put log to the base 10 and log to the base e, because these are the two I normally use. I don't normally use logs to other bases. I mean, you can use other ways to get them if you need them. So that's 3. So if you're using dBs, that's 1000. Then you'd multiply by 20. If it was there it is. That would be, say, 60 dB. What else? Oh yeah, log to the base e. To get e, I can, instead of typing, if I do exponential, it comes up with an error. If I do 0 and then exponential 0, of course it comes with 1. Then exponential again, it puts up e. Now if I took log of that, it should give me 1, which it does. So everything works perfectly. With the x squared, perhaps. Here we go. Let's try that. I haven't got a cube, but I can use x to the y for cubes, and the number gets big. It should overflow. Oh, there it is eventually. Oh, wait a minute, I think I just noticed I've got 2 exponential keys. I'll have to get it to get rid of one of those. That's pretty easy to do. Let's just see if it works actually. No, it doesn't actually. That's interesting. So that's one mistake it's made, and I think that's the way I explained it. So you have to be very careful how you explain things. It's all down to your use of language with these language models. If you make anything vague, it'll produce something vague. So you can't really blame it, really. I said introduce an exp key, I think it was, to do exponential x, and it's to put 2 keys in rather than 1. 2 buttons rather than 1. Let's try 0 exponential. Yeah, and that's obviously an error. I mean, if I wanted to, I could probably just go in and delete that. There it is there on the code. Perhaps delete that if I knew how to code properly, and just ignore it, even though the code's still in there, given something daft. But I mean, what I can do, and I'll do that now, is copy the whole code and then go to ChatGPT Copilot. Well, it's already there anyway, so it's my last command, and I'll say remove the exp key or button on the first row of buttons, as it is no longer required. And we'll see what it does. Relist the entire code. and it asks you to sign up for the full thing, of course. And it's been giving out answers pretty quickly, this copilot thing. Faster than the straight ChatGPT. So remove the X button. Here's the updated code, and let's just have a quick look as it's doing it. Yes, it doesn't seem to be there. I hope it hasn't removed the no, it's kept the exponential x. That's good. So let's go to PyCharm, and I'll just delete this one. This is the environment I'm using, which is PyCharm, I think it's called, yes. And we'll go back to this guy. That's got the full listing now. Well, it's just about. And actually, this is more complicated than it looks. You might think, oh, well, making a calculator is the sort of thing you might do first year at college, and of course you would. Is a nice little exercise, and you know it's been done loads of times. But to make a good one and to put all the scientific stuff in, and you know, watch out for all the errors, is actually it takes time. I'm not saying it's hard. It will take time, and this is really taking the heavy work out of things. Let's see now. Now you can see it's so that was good that it put that in actually, because it showed you it taking it out. So let's just make sure that the exponential thing still works. So I'll just put 0 there. It's rearranged the keys, of course. 1 exponential, and it's given me that. There's no X key now. And just check that everything's working. Square root of 2 is right. Root 3 is 1.7 something. Yeah, right. X squared 2 4 16th, so on up to that. Yeah, everything seems to be working on it. So it's as simple as that to write code, and it's rather a nice big calculator that if you've got poor eyesight, or you want to show other people, maybe you had a school class or something and you wanted to project this onto the wall, it's quite a nice one to show people, because you know, as you're doing your calculations, they don't have to strain their eyes to see it. So thank you very much for that. So the name of the game here is, if you've got code to do, I recommend this copilot thing in ChatGPT, which is, I think it's free. I'm not sure whether it perhaps only gives me so many goes, but it's enough anyway to do you know, something reasonably significant. You can see how complicated the code is there. It's using the tkinter thing, that's for the graphics, and then the math library there. And it's got a class which is called Scientific Calculator, and these are all the buttons. The only one thing I probably would have changed is making that star into a time symbol, because the asterisk is more of a computing thing, isn't it, really, rather than what's on a calculator would have a times button, but it doesn't matter. And I keep the slash there. I asked it to do that rather than the divide symbol. Thank you.